You're not a failure just because you fail. You're only a failure when you quit. You're only a failure when you quit. Okay, so you need to understand this. You can either, I'm telling you, you know, they say God gives you everything you need in order to live out your dream. So, in other words, you have everything you need to get where you want to be. Starting, I feel the first thing is a consciousness, right? So our brain, you know, I mean, what would we be without the master hard drive? Where would we go? You know, where would we turn? How would we think? How would we live? How would we love? How would we laugh? You know what I mean? So I expected to be making this video a lot more, you know, upset and just like sobbing and just, you know, not knowing what's next is like very scary. And like when you just don't know what you're doing with your life, I feel like that's just, you know, the 20s. I feel like that's just what I just feel like that's what that's for. You know, it's okay. It's okay. I believe that it's completely 100% okay, because as long as you keep moving, you're gonna be all right. As long as you keep learning and keep making those mistakes that you'll eventually learn your life lessons from, you'll grow, you'll improve. But it does take climbing each step, you know what I'm saying? Even when you have been completely knocked on your ass. Like, it's about getting up when you fail, stepping up. Like you gonna step and then you're gonna get slapped. Okay, so I'm gonna duck. When next time I go up this step, I'm a duck, you know. But if you keep going up and getting slapped, you can't just keep getting slapped. If you ever watched Squid Game, they were doing that game and it was like, I don't know, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. I'm not gonna take too much time explaining it, but they were playing a game and it was like whenever the person lost, they got slapped. So I just kind of imagined that for a second. And if you know, you know. Hopefully you do. If not, go watch Squid Game. It's a very powerful, you know, series showing how you can be addicted to something so terrible for you. And sometimes we can get addicted to being like, I'm a failure. You're not a failure just because you fail. You're only a failure when you quit. You're only a failure when you quit. Okay, so you need to understand this. You can either, I'm telling you, you can either be like, this is it for me. You know, this is the end of the road, and just sit down and never do anything else and feel like, you know, and remember, feeling isn't fact. So when I say feel, remember that feeling isn't fact. It's just a state of, it's just a temporary state of being, right? So I think that's important to remember. Hold on, I gotta stop recording because I'm moving. Feeling is not fact. It is temporary. Feelings are temporary, and that can be a good and a bad thing, because it's like, you know, when you're happy and you're laughing, or you just feel yourself smiling and you feel light and warm and nice and juicy, and you just feel like the sun is so bright even if it's cloudy that day, but you're happy. So in that happy moment, have you ever been like, have you ever said, oh dang, this is gonna, like, you realize it's gonna go away, like, damn, this ain't gonna last long, is it? Like, it's like the scales do have to tip. And for me, I've anticipated that. I would say that that is not the way to do it. It's just not the way to do it. Like, to put it in, you know, simpler terms, it's like we gotta stay in the moment, stay present, because your presence is a present. Were you silent or silenced? Okay, so it's like, okay, when you're happy, yes, just enjoy that happy moment and just kind of be an observer of your feelings that bring upon those certain emotions. Because just because you might feel angry doesn't mean you have to emote and stay and sit in the emotion of anger, to where eventually, if you know, you know. But if you don't, let me explain this to you. When you have a feeling, that feeling can grow into an emotion. Now, like I said, if you're an observer of that emotion rather than an absorber of that emotion, ABO, absorber, absorber of that emotion, you're going to get two different outcomes. If you observe the emotion and say, you know what, this motherfucker pissed me off for the last time today, like the nerve, like the audacity, like all of that, right? You know, you could just be like, you know what, that really, after experiencing that, I feel very angry, you know, and just observe that. And you know when your throat gets tight and you're like, I'm a you up. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, you feel that, right? Some people, they're like fixated on it. They're like, I'm a get her. Yeah, I'm a fuck him up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, this and that, right? You can sit in that and you can plot. You can start plotting. Then you start plotting. You start scoping the scenery out for the next time that you can get somebody back, and the revenge and all that resentment, it just grows and it festers, right? Whereas on the other hand, you could observe that emotion and you could say, so on the other hand, you could observe that emotion and say, you know what? You got me fucked up. You do. But you know who's going to get you better than I could ever get you? God. Karma she's always on time. Karma is precise. She's served sweet, hot, and ready, like a Little Caesars $5 pizza. So be prepared. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna let the higher forces take care of it, because we got stuff to do, right? So starting from, so that feeling can grow into an emotion, and then if you sit in that emotion and if you stay fixated on the fact that somebody, if you take it too personally, you can't take it too personally. You cannot take it too personally. I don't care if it's a rejection from a job, a person, a school, what have you. You can't take it too personally and sit in that, because then that can grow into a mood. And next thing you know, and then, you know, however long a mood can last for, hours, days, and then months, and then soon it's going to be lasting for a year. And now it's your temperament. Now you have anger issues. Now you just depressed. Now you're void of life. You have, you know, not a resentment, but while you're doing things that you would normally enjoy, you feel a sort of numbness, you know, and you start to feel like maybe I should just give up. And remember what I said earlier, you're only a failure if you quit. We all got to get knocked down on our ass. Like, excuse my French. Excusez-moi. But we all gotta get knocked down on our ass. Like, that's like, and that's that. Look, just a little mini rant. Sidebar. I hate when a human tries to come around, come up in my face, coming at me sideways, trying to humble me. Baby, life will already do that. I promise. Life will do it for us all, because that is just how the cookie crumbles. We're all living out the fool's journey. We all are gonna get humbled by life. Life does not have favorites. Like, it don't matter how much money you have, or how much land you have, or how much friends you got. You're going to experience happiness, sadness, anger, depressions, you know, and whatnot, confusion, you know, being lost. Like, we're all going to experience those things, just at different points in our journey. So nobody is exempt. So that's why I don't like when people try to come up to me talking about, oh, like, if you're talking like real cocky, like you're like, yeah, I'm really him, I'm really her, like, whatever, this and that, right? And someone's like, you really think you're all that? Girl, and if I'm not, I promise life will show me. Like, I know it. I just know it. Okay, like, you do not ever have to waste your time trying to humble somebody, and neither does that person trying to humble you. The second somebody try to humble you, you need to be like, look, I think you have other things to worry about, right? Am I on your to-do list today? You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I'm on your list. I'm on your to-do list today of people to humble. Is that what that is? Oh, okay. Yeah, 'cause I was about to say, yeah. Let's clock that. Let's clock and gag that tea. Okay, so that's my mini rant. So yes, life will humble you. Okay, so when you're in a spot where you down and out, you know, your gas tank on E, bank account on E, happiness on E, motivation on E, discipline on E, self-concept on E, self-confidence on E, self-love on E, self-worth on E. Like when you're in that type of spot, I was drinking tea. And I'm gonna give you the tea. I was drinking some dandelion root tea, which is very good for your skin, very good for hormones, ladies. Okay, every morning we try to drink it every morning. Okay, it was actually turmeric tea though. It was a turmeric and honey tea that I was drinking last night, because after you eat throughout the day, you want to make sure you're drinking your turmeric and your honey, or a ginger, something for digestion, help your stomach out, help those enzymes out in your stomach. Okay, so I was drinking my tea, and then in the little tea bag, they have these little cute quotes. And one of the quotes is, someone who is truly, I think it was like authentic, or someone who can truly enjoy life doesn't need riches to do so. Meaning, you don't need, how do I say this? Because listen, look what a little coin make a bitch do. Okay, because I'ma smile ear to ear the second I see my bank account. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that money can't make you happy, but does money sustain? And is money what really is the root of happiness? Absolutely not. So when you have $0 in your bank account, when you ain't got no gas in your tank, that means you need to take a walk. You need to get out a pen and a paper. I mean, if you got some lying around, or just sit crisscross applesauce with your hands in your lap and breathe and meditate and just chill. I think instead of taking these, low points as a sign to quit, it's more so as a sign to just stop, collaborate, and listen. All right. It's more so to just stop and be like, what have I not been focused on that I could have been focused on, when I was hustling, grinding, and I did have all that? What did I lose focus of when I was all up in the limelight? Because it's like at a certain point, especially if you if you was stacking your cheese up, it's like if you stacking your cheese up at a certain point, and you got the money, you know what I'm saying? This is and that. And the next thing you know, you just are in a black hole. You at a rock bottom. You're like, well, God, what's good? What's going on? And at first, for me personally, I'm gonna just be vulnerable with y'all real quick. I was like, why are you trying to humble me like this, Lord? I've always worked so hard to be independent. I've always worked so hard to make sure, I don't gotta ask nobody for nothing. Never got a near thing. I don't want to ask nobody for not a little morsel of nothing. I just want to be independent in every single way, shape, and form possible. But I was also praying, Lord, please open my heart to receiving. And I didn't realize that I was also asking him in receiving. That means I have to accept help. I have to be willing to be dependent on someone that deserves and earned, my it's even hard for me to just articulate. I don't even want to do it. But I'm so stubborn and I'm so hard-headed, and I know that about myself. And if you know that about yourself, then you can meet me here. I really feel like God was like, I'm going to make it to where you have absolutely no choice but to depend on the people that I have strategically aligned to your vibration right now in your journey. And I said, okay, T, clock it, period. Okay, period. Yeah, well, yes, period. And then the things we depend on as women, let me talk to my girls real quick. The hair. If you're a black girl, I done big chop my hair again. Just because I was bleaching it, I'm obsessed with being blonde. I just feel like, God, why didn't you make me platinum? Where was that 613 in that when you was making me? But it's okay. So I just felt like, of course I needed to start over, because I literally permed and bleached my hair Like, I'm so funny. Like, I'm so risky. Like, I'm a rebel, you know, I'm rebellious, you know, I like danger. I like adrenaline. So I was like, I'm going to perm and bleach my hair. But I want to come back, you know, to finish this circle, this tangent of a rant, and just kind of like come back full circle. And I'm going to piggyback what I said in the beginning. Just make sure that when you are just on your ass, like, I can't think of any other way to say it, so again, excuse my French, but when you just on your ass, down and out, like, you feel like the world is, you feel like it ain't no way, bruh. Like, you just feel like ain't no way this is where I'm at in life after all the hard work I have put in. Oh my God. If you're like feeling like that, you gotta get up, and you really want what you know you're destined for. You gotta get up. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep swimming. You know, there was this video of like the cartoons, like when we were growing up, like all the different ways the cartoons tried to tell us. I'm gonna tag it. I'm gonna like put it, like all the different ways. It's gonna be in the description box below. All the different ways like cartoons try to tell us and motivate us and let us know all the life lessons that we are. It is inevitable. Like, we will go through this. So just be ready. And when you do go through it, just know that you can always get back up. Always. Period. So that was it. I am down and out personally, you guys, like, and I'm not gonna get too much into it. Like, you know, clearly I have the means that I need to I mean, I'm thriving. I'm living a great life. Like, I'm so grateful. And that was another thing I wanted to say. Just remember to have a 25/8, not 24/7, but 25/8 armor of gratitude around your aura, around your being, for all for forever. Be grateful that you can just everything that you have. Like, some people can't see, Lord, and they can still be grateful. Some people can't hear and they still have things to be grateful about. Some people don't have legs, a leg, two legs, two arms, like, and they still get up and they still live a good life. So it sometimes it's like you just got to remember to be grateful too at the end of the day. So y'all, wish me luck. I'm literally finna go DoorDash, like, and try to make like $1,000 this week. because even though I have the support, the people around me, I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, baby. You know, so wish me luck. I just wanted to come and chat with you. I'm sending you so much love, a big virtual hug, and a kiss goodbye. See you next time. I don't know when the next time is going to be, but like, okay, hang up. I'm joking. Bye, y'all.